Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Healing in Heels. I'm psychic medium Daniel Monroe, and we have
Me, Mama Kori.
we have Mama Kori. Make sure you guys come on in, say hello, say where you're from, what's good, what's poppin'. You guys, it has been a wild, wild journey, and Mama Kori just came back from the wild, wild west.
Yes, I'm telling you, I had such a good time. I was in New Mexico and Texas, right on the border. So if you get in trouble on one side, you just jump to the other.
Oh my So tonight we're talking about why you feel disconnected from spirit, and feeling spiritually disconnected, you guys, does not mean you've lost your intuition. So I know that there's moments where I'm like, oh my goodness, where have my gifts gone? And it's because like there's so much that happens in our day-to-day lives. There's so much that goes on, in the human aspect of it, not just in the spirit world, that we can get caught up in. And one of those things is obviously like we go through finances, we go through goals, we go through family, we go through all these different things that we're always like, Spirit, are you there? Can you hear me? But a lot of times it's not even disconnection that's happening, it's having quiet moments. And so tonight we're going to talk about that. Like, quiet doesn't mean that spirit's gone or that you're being punished. That's the number one thing I hear doing readings is like, has spirit taken away my gifts? I think you've seen a lot of my students and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, especially when they get upset and they don't realize what a full plate they have, and maybe they're not hearing spirit, they're not letting spirit speak. They're just frantic, and it's sad.
Yeah, and many intuitives will mistake stillness for abandonment. Whenever things are quiet and things are not as busy or chaotic, or they're not hearing the whispers from angels, sometimes you need that stillness. You need that moment of stillness, quiet, sanity. I call it having moments of sanity, of
Mhm.
our moments or little pockets of recharging. And it's not that spirit has abandoned you. It's not, again, that you're not good enough. That's the other thing that I hear all the time is that, oh my, I'm not good enough, or I didn't go and do X, Y, and Z. I will have to say this right quick. This is a little PSA for people out there who do readings. Don't approach somebody and just randomly give a reading. All right. Spirit isn't going to take away your gift
Mhm.
because you don't tell Susan at the meat market that her dad is with her in spirit. Obviously, if you feel called to it, cool. If the opportunity approaches, even better. But don't go around just randomly reading people and saying, oh, your dad in spirit is stepping forward, or your son that passed away, because mentally you don't know actually what you are doing to that person emotionally.
You don't know where they're at.
And you don't know where they're at. And you have to be mindful of not triggering other people. So it's okay to just have spirit take a back seat, you take a back seat, and walk around the grocery store like a normal human. I mean, when you see me out and about, honey, that's because I am in human mode, not medium mode. So don't get upset if you Daniel Monroe doesn't come up to you and be like, your mom in spirit says hello, because I'm a normal human being out and about, because it's a different mind frame, it's a different switch, but most importantly, it's a different emotional space where, again, you don't know where that other person is emotionally, what they're currently going through in that moment, that you feel like, oh, all of a sudden I'm gonna, read somebody. Hello, Cami, my love. Hello, Paula. Come on in. Make sure you guys say hello and where you're from. But think of it like a phone on low battery, and your system may be conserving energy. That doesn't mean you're broken. I know I get this all the time because I'm on my phone 24/7 with work and stuff. That battery saving mode, it instantly kicks in. So start thinking about when you are disconnecting from spirit or feeling the disconnection of spirit, you are in battery saving mode. You're in energy saving mode because your energy has gone in 150 directions, and you have to be in that headspace of disconnection. And I say this to my students all the time. You have to disconnect from spirit in order to reconnect. And in order for that connection to even be 50 times stronger or have that message of information coming forward be a lot clearer, because again, you have to allow those energetic cords, energetic pipelines to simmer down and get cleansed. You can't just keep driving around a dirty car and expect it to eventually be clean. Yeah, personal attack. You have to be able to take a moment, take time out of your day and drive through a car wash and what can you do? You can't speed through that process because you might break the machine.
Yeah, and turn your wipers off.
Yeah, and turn your wipers off. But you always have to be mindful and be aware of when to do it and allow yourself the time to do it. Don't start panicking. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight, of why you need to be able to disconnect and how to allow yourself that disconnection and know you're not broken, you're not separated, you're not anything other than healing and having that recharging moment.
And just to kind of go back to what you had said about how you disconnect and turn off, just because you can doesn't mean you should. If you're walking, I was in New Mexico and, spiritual place, and I was binging. I was picking things up, and I had to not, I wasn't in a place where people were receiving it. So I had to just quiet spirit with me. And doesn't mean it's going to go away, because you're not going to walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, your mom says hi. She's," and throw up all this information on them when they're not ready. So because you can doesn't mean you have to right then and there.
Yeah, and you don't get in trouble with spirit. Like I see that over and over and over again. You don't get in trouble with spirit. Spirit's not punishing you because you're not relaying a message. Ryan, are you able to check to see if I'm blurry again or if Mama Kori is blurry? Because I think it looks like we're blurry again. So sorry, Ryan. We're good? Even on the actual stream? Perfect. Okay, weird. Okay. If we're blurry, let us know in the comments. But let us know if you are currently in the phase of feeling like spirit is disconnecting, or if you're feeling like you are having a moment of disconnection from your spirit guides, your departed loved ones, ancestors, whatever the case may be. Let us know in the comments down below where you're at and what energetically you're doing. And the other thing, we don't get into politics here in Healing and Heals. We'll get into makeup and, hot topic and hot gossip, honey. But one of the things is what happens in our world, we can energetically, Mama Kori loves calling it short out. We can energetically short out. And what happens during that time is you need to kind of hunker down and recharge. One of my favorite things that I had to learn that Mama Kori helped me through was I grew up on a farm, right? And it was always, you have to be working. You can always find something to do. If you aren't, working, then, you can skip a meal or whatever the case may be. I know, pretty messed up, but that's, farmer mentality is like, if you're not working, then you're not working for your meal. And we would always get in trouble if we just got caught, our parents coming home and we were sitting on the couch, like we would get in trouble for that. So we kind of, look out the window and be like, "Oh shit, our parents are home." And we drop down to the ground and we army crawl and we go scrub a toilet or whatever. And to this day, my sister and I still get kind of triggered when we see a car pull up. We're like, "Oh no, we're going to get in trouble." And we're like, we're adults.
My mom didn't drive and she always took a taxi. So I get a little jumpy when I see taxis.
Yeah, we're always like, "Oh no."
I'm 63 and I see a taxi and I'm like, I need to go clean a toilet.
Yeah. But what I had to learn, when I first moved in with my partner, Jared, I would be at home and I was I was emotionally going through a lot of stuff, like realistically. And I would text him like, "Babe, so sorry I didn't do the dishes and I didn't, clean the living room and I didn't, put away the laundry," whatever, was still messy. And he'd be like, "It's okay. We'll do it when I get home." And I was like, "You're not mad?" And he's like, "Why would I be mad? I also made the mess."
Right,
And I was like,
do it
yeah,
for
but you've
them.
been gone working all day. And he's like, no, it's okay. Like I was going through like a depressed situation. I was 17, just moved out. And he goes, you've been going through a lot. It's okay. And so fast forward, however many years later, I meet Kori. And Kori, I would be on the phone with her and I'm like, Kori, I just don't feel like doing anything except for crawling into bed. And she'd be like, well, honey, you just came back from Florence, Oregon, doing an all-day workshop and then an all-night show, and then the drive back the next day. And then you only took one day, and then you did a bunch of readings today. It's okay to go crawl into bed. I was like, yeah, but I have laundry to do. I have this to do. And Kori literally told me, no one's going to punish you. No one's going to take anything away because you need to disconnect from the world. You need to disconnect from everything you have going on and crawl into bed and put on, trash TV or a documentary or whatever that's going to make you giggle and just recharge.
Yeah.
And that's the same for spirit. Like, it's okay to disconnect. And it's okay to allow yourself that space. You are not being abandoned. You're not being punished. You're not that scared little kid anymore. And spirit doesn't approach you that way. Spirit doesn't punish you and take away your gifts as quickly as they give it to you.
Because you're not using it all the time.
And you are spirit, and spirit is you. You are energy. And that energy needs to be taken care of, and it needs to be nurtured, and it needs to be loved. And if you don't slow down and do that, again, you can't just keep burning the midnight oil and expect it to, refill itself, because eventually
hear it.
Your light's going to go out.
I mean, some of the best times is when you were learning to relax and you'd come over to my house and we would, we'd have a little snacky snack and
Watch trash TV.
watch trash TV and then stop in the middle of it and laugh about stuff. And you were like one of my little rescue dogs.
Thank you, I think.
No, but when somebody doesn't know how to relax, and I was that way too. I was wound tight and thought I'd have to work and work and work and work and work and work and I was miserable. And I remember my boss coming and laying the calendar down in front of me. This was my awakening moment. And she's like, "You pick a week. You have to get out of here." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like, don't you need me?" She goes, "I need you to be healthy. I need you to be refreshed. I need you to rejuvenate." And I've learned that and I really try to practice it. And this year's been kind of a tough year and I haven't been able to rejuvenate until this weekend. And it means everything in the world. It just really tries. So when you're being too busy to hear spirit or you feel burned and spirit's not there, you need to rejuvenate. Take it easy on yourself. Treat yourself as you would want somebody to treat your loved ones.
Yeah. And the other thing, let us know. Hi, Brenda, my love. Hope all is well from the center. Come on in. You guys say hello. Say where you're from. Join me and Mama Kori. We're talking about why you feel disconnected from spirit and what it really, truly means. But one of the things that I've noticed, especially doing readings today, the Tuesdays are my wild, wild west days. I'm in a wild, wild west mood. But
it must be my perfume.
It's the perfume. Yes. I can still smell Texas on you.
That's a good smell.
Spiritual disconnection is actually extremely common right now because, again, there's so much happening in the world. There's so much confusion and animosity and uncertainty and
there's a lot of bad information coming out, a lot of good information that is bad. It's a mess.
It's just a mess. And let's be
AI's
real.
getting tricky.
And I'm sad that Hillary Duff hasn't posted her world tour yet. So, there's sadness all the way around. We all grieve in different ways. But it's actually a common theme right now is spiritual disconnection because you have certain energies and certain people's energies. And then you have, right now is tax season. We have New Year. We just got done, through the holidays. We're all trying to catch up. It's the first of the month. We have bills. We want Botox. We want a sugar daddy, but we're only getting a Splenda daddy. We have all these things. And we're taking resumes for sugar daddies, by the way. Please inquire on the website. Ryan can send you the link. I'm just joking, right? Ryan's like,
mine's gonna be like a sugar cane daddy.
But right now we have so much happening in the world that empaths and intuitives are feeling it more and more intense. I had a reading today with somebody who was like, I asked her, I said, "Are you having like issues with like your dreams or something?" And she was like, "No, I don't think so." And her mom in spirit was like, "No, she is." And I was like, she's showing me otherwise, hon. Like there's a disconnect between you falling asleep and being able, and there's like a heaviness or a sadness. And she goes, "Oh, I know what it is. With everything going on in the world right now, I can't sleep." And that's the empath in her and intuitives, and stress and emotion overload is a thing. And when we have stress and emotional overload, it ends up muting our intuitive awareness. Because again, that vibration, that frequency is way heavier. And again, spirit and intuition has to come through and land in a very clear landing way. It can't have a bunch of turbulence. If you think of it like a flight, your intuition needs to have a clear runway. It can't have all this bouncing and up and down. And when we have fear and when we have stress, that's your nervous system telling you to disconnect and allow that turbulence and that messiness to take a back seat. And you have to disconnect in order to allow your intuition to have a clear landing later on. So really start thinking about your nervous system. And it's okay to have quiet seasons. Quiet seasons get so misunderstood. Honestly, January is about my quiet season, and now February is super busy. March is getting even busier. And in the moment, I know we panic, right? We're feeling disconnected from the world. We're feeling disconnected from spirit, and we're like trying to hustle and push and make money and do this and do that. Now I'm like, I should have probably enjoyed January a little bit more because it's only what, February 2nd, February 3rd or something. And I'm already like, my God, like I should have enjoyed those moments of disconnecting.
And speaking of disconnecting, if you're getting stressed out, I'll just use the news in general. If you're getting so stressed out about that, turn it off. Know enough about topics, maybe local news or something like that. But if it's really getting to you, because I learned a lesson very early in life, through hypnotherapy, is if you cannot fix something, they use this term, if you can't fix something in a third world country, don't pollute your mind with it. So if there's things that are going on in the world that you can't fix and you have no power, don't keep torturing yourself with it. Step away, and it's okay to step away because the the bus is still gonna go. The wheels are still gonna turn. You just need to, for your self-preservation, step away and don't let it eat at you, and then your wonderful things will come in, your wonderful thoughts, but really disconnect from the negative. There's been people in my life that as soon as you talk to them, they start talking about all the negative, and I'll just tell them, I'll say, "You know what? There's a reason right now I'm not watching the news, so don't tell me what's going on because I can't fix it. I wanna fix it. I wanna fix everything. I want everybody to be happy, and I wanna fix it." But if you there's gonna be a time, or there is a time in my life that I say, "I can't hear it right now." And I mean it when I say it. I'll put my hand up. I can't hear it right now.
Or you're being kind. What she really will tell people is, I'm unsubscribing.
Yes, I do.
I'm unsubscribing,
Yeah,
honey.
I
I'm
don't
not
subscribe to that.
subscribing. I'm unsubscribing. I'm not subscribed to your stuff. Or this one. No, no, no. Those are when you get 3 no's from Mama Kori, that means, honey, run. Grab your heels and run.
Remember the first time you heard my
I was
3
scared.
no's?
Of course I remember. I was a scared little kitten. It's like, "Mama, do I run?" Who is the no to? You can tell him what happened.
We were going to Walmart, right?
Yes, we were getting out of the
We
car,
were
so I
getting out of the
thought.
car, and somebody approached my car and was trying to, like, sell
Hustle
and
you.
hustle me, and
Mhm.
I was just like, "No, no, no," and they was like,
They're like, and I
"Is
walked
this one
away.
staying in the car?"
I closed the door. I was like, "What do we do?
And
Where are
then
we going? What's happening?" I've never heard her have such a firm
go ahead and say
no.
my manly no.
It was her manly no. Kori, listen, I might be pretty, Kori's pretty, but she's a man. Mama Kori's a man.
Yes.
She'll tell you. Yes. What did you say to me the other day? She's like, honey, when are you going to get it? I'm a man. I think like a man.
I was raised by my I was raised by my father.
But it's true. Like, there's so much that you can control.
Yeah.
But when we see things that we feel like is, you know, all over the place, and it is intense. We're not saying it's not intense,
Mhm.
right? What we are saying is control the things that you can control and disconnect. Like if you were shorting, I don't listen to the news. I don't. I'll follow like little things here and there so I can stay aware. There's a
Aware.
difference
Mhm.
between staying aware and being in the middle of it. Like I will watch little clips on social media, but I'm not going to sit down and take up an hour and a half of my time to listen to all these news reports, even with their tone. They are trained to have their tone of voice, that frequency, that
Mhm.
vibration to get serious.
Right. Like my husband watches the news, not as much now because of my comments, but I will walk by and I go, "Oh, the bad news box is on again."
Yeah, it's intense. But
It is.
when come on in, make sure you guys say hello, where you're from. Make sure you guys start tagging people, do the little at sign. Before we get further into this, I do want to say this right quick. We are switching gears for Healing and Heals, and we have something new that is happening that we're going to start happening. And a huge shout out to, Ryan behind the scenes. And we truly were going back and forth about like, you know what, there's still a healing component to the live Facebook live that we do here with you guys weekly. And also let us know in the comments, are you guys liking, we did a little bit later today, 6 p.m., but the other time frame that we were talking about were Mondays at 1:30, because we're adjusting to everyone's schedule, and I get a lot of different clients and viewers from different states or time zones. So let us know in the comment if you have a little time preference or date preference, maybe not a Tuesday or a Monday. Let us know in the comments. But
We'd enjoy the feedback.
yeah, but one of the things that we were talking about after one of the shows is the healing component that's missing. And Spirit kept like telling me, we have this great thing. And actually, Healing and Heals, the title was a TV show pitch that I pitched to somebody. And I was like, well, you know what? This is too good. Like, I want to keep it. And so that's why we're doing Healing and Heals. And what's funny is the TV show pitch was a healing component. And I was like, this is a no brainer. So when Ryan talked about having, shout out to Ryan, who's amazing behind the scenes. Ryan, we love you so much. You know this. When he talked about, our everyday heroes and being able to shine the spotlight on them, I'm like, boom, there it is. So Healing and Heals is having a little bit of a shift. So we have one more episode that's scheduled, and then we're going to be really diving into it. But we want you to nominate an everyday hero that is a waitress, a bank teller, that is a fireman, a police officer, a nurse, but maybe they're not even in the healthcare. Maybe they're a teacher. Maybe they work at a food bank. Maybe they're a bagger at a grocery store. What we're looking for is somebody who gives their heart every single day, somebody who makes a difference. I talked about this last week, but I'll bring it up again. Is my godfather. He was one of my, admitting, but one of my everyday heroes, and he would pack a lunch, and he would pack a second lunch every single day. And I asked him one day, like, where do you put this? You're so skinny. Like, how are you eating two sandwiches, two sodas, two cupcakes, two Snickers? And he said, Daniel, during my lunch, I go out and I find somebody and I give them this lunch. I find a homeless person. And if I'm, not using the proper terms these days, I'm sorry. Uh, but I find a homeless person because this was in Vegas in Nevada. And he goes, so I go out of my way, I find somebody. He goes, I don't want to give them money because, I worry about what they're going to do with it. But I know everyone can use a meal. And that's something that has always been ingrained into my spirit and my soul every single day. So we want to hear about people who go out of their way, that make that initiative, that make that extra effort, that make a difference in someone's life. So please nominate your everyday hero and tell us their story, because what we're going to do is we're going to contact them. We're going to bring them on to the Facebook Live, Healing and Heals, and the YouTube Live, and we're going to shine the light on them, and we're going to give them the love and give them the acknowledgement. And I'm going to do a reading on air for free for them. You know, I charge a pretty penny for my readings. I get it. And I'm booked out to like March or April. And this is my way of loving on them and getting to shine that light on them. So if you guys can go to my website, mediumdanielmonroe.com, under the Healing and Heals page, at the bottom, you have to scroll down. At the bottom, you can nominate your hero and tell us why. All right. Don't just be like, oh, you know, my mom, I love her, she needs a free reading. That's cute and all, but we truly want to hear what they do.
Yeah,
That
like
will help out the chances.
like a a waitress. There's a lot of waitresses, especially in small little restaurants, that you know lift the spirits of that man who's lost his wife. Um, and so she brings him toast and a story every day. Those to me are heroes.
Yeah.
My mom was that person. My mom was the bartender, and she she helped a lot of people through divorces. And she got their rings when they were done. My mom, when she passed away, had all these gold rings. But you know, I was thinking of one the other day, and I really am on this one in my heart, is anytime there's a missing animal in Vancouver, you always see call paw it forward.
Mhm.
These people, I've never met these people. I met one of the girls that worked for them, and she goes in, and when people have fires, and she helps them with their animals, or if there's something that has happened to the animals, she comforts them.
She goes out of her
She
way.
goes out of her way.
So
And I met her the other day. In fact, I looked her up on Facebook. We're friends now. Because I had to tell her how much I admire what she's doing. But the other people from Potiphar, I've never met them. But my God, what they do for people is so amazing. So, so very amazing. They've recovered dogs that have been gone for months, and they put their hearts into it, and they've helped with a lot of abandoned dogs and place them and save them and rescue and
so we want to hear about people
people
like
like
that,
that.
that make a difference, that change people's lives by something so simple. And some of the applications that people have already sent in are, I'm so looking forward. And I read them. Kori's reading them. My assistant is reading them. Like, we're all like getting involved. My partners are like, can I also read these and like help like sort these through? So we're collectively going through these, and we have some good ones. But really think about that everyday hero in your life that you're not just trying to gift a free reading to, that they deserve to be not only getting a free reading, it's not just about that, but they deserve to be acknowledged. They deserve to have love, and they deserve to have a moment for themselves. So let us know. Again, go to mediumdanielmonroe.com, scroll down to the bottom of Healing and Heals page, and subscribe. Not subscribe. Well, you can subscribe, but let us know and nominate your everyday hero. They don't have to be a police officer, a nurse, but if they are, great, even better. But how have they changed someone else's life on a daily? Some of them literally have already made me cry. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I think about I was talking with this one young man, and in fact, he's encouraged me to keep Narcan in my purse because he has saved 8 people's lives
By just carrying that
by
around.
carrying Narcan. And at first I was like, well, and he goes, no, that's somebody's child. Their struggle is their struggle, and that's somebody's child. You may be sending them home to their parents or their grandparents. And that, boom, changed me. And I even took it to New Mexico with me because I didn't know what I was going into in that situation. And that's very life changing. I mean, he literally had 2 people die in the backseat of his car that he was trying to save.
Oh my God.
And he saved them. He saved them.
Yeah. So people like that are forward thinking. So go ahead and do us a favor. tag somebody that you're already thinking about in the comments below. Do the little @ tag them that you're everyday hero, and hopefully they'll watch this, they'll see it, and they'll give you their permission to sign them up or whatever. So really take a moment and tag multiple people. Nominate however many people, because Mama Kori and I know a lot of people, so we got a list of everyday heroes. But go ahead and tag them down below, your everyday hero that you're like, hey, I think you should come on here, because literally we have one more episode next week, and then we're bringing in the heroes, honey. So make sure you comment them down below. Make sure you go to the website and you nominate your everyday hero. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it could be somebody as simple as that mom that was there when you got off of school, out of school, and she was always there comforting, because we used to call them latchkey kids. Is there a new term for it?
I don't know what it means, so I don't
Okay,
think so.
latchkey kids were in my generation, when I was young, the moms were at home.
Mhm.
And then pretty soon the moms all went to work, so the kids always carried a key around their neck. And so they used to call it latchkey kids. So I still call it latchkey, but there are kids that come home and mom's at work or dad's at work, and there's a neighbor that they can go over, or somebody else's mom that is there and is encouraging and stepping in that role that every kid needs to have, that mom type person.
Well, I know, like when I was going through my adoption process, there was a gal up in Kings County that said, hey, here's my personal number. Any step of the way, feel free to reach out. And I was like, oh, you don't have to do that. She goes, oh, I've done this for so many years. I do this with everybody because this is such a beautiful process. That, we call that in mediumship a throwaway comment. That is such a tiny thing to that human. But as somebody going through that process, it meant the world to me that I knew I had somebody that I could call and even ask a certain question or be able to run something by, or I got, caught up on something in the form process, that it was just so reassuring. Something so tiny that this human did and does and has done for years makes such a big difference. So again, Healing and Heals on my website, mediumdanielmonroe.com. Nominate your everyday hero, tag them down below, do the little @ start tagging them, or start tagging other people that can nominate some more people, and let's get the word out there, because this truly is about giving them that extra TLC. Anyways, so come on in.
Going.
Yeah. Come on in. Make sure you say hello. That's a lifesaver in Portland, Oregon. Yes, it is, honey. I have a reading with you in 3 weeks. Definitely book in advance. Yes, honey. I'm a little booked out. Thank you for waiting. I'm excited to see you. It's 9:30 Eastern time now. Hello, hello. Come on in. Let us know where you're from. What's good? What's popping? We are talking about why you feel disconnected from spirit and what it truly, really means. So let us know in the comment, have you been feeling disconnected? I know there's a lot going on in the world, but let's also talk about the real reason, all right? The real reason and the real lesson of why you feel disconnected. Now, we have chronic stress, all right? And chronic stress keeps the nervous system in survival mode. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're all soul sisters here. So I'm going to share something with you guys. I actually, shocker, have been diagnosed with PTSD and uh, depression, severe depression. I know it doesn't seem like I'm so bubbly. Stop it. I know, I know. But I'm all about mental health awareness, and I'm also all about connecting with spirit. And when you have chronic stress, and Kori knows and seen me take a hardcore dip in like depressive days and stuff, that it's the nervous system in survival mode. And Mama Kori is very chippery, and she is like the world's #1 cheerleader for anybody, sometimes to an annoying fault. That I have to be like, can we just be glass half full or glass half empty some of the times? I can't have glass half full all the time.
No, it always has to be half full.
Yeah. But let me tell you, there's moments where Mama Kori's nervous system is in survival mode, and you're just like, oh no, because if she's not happy, I'm not happy. We got a sinking ship. But I really want you guys to become aware that chronic stress will keep the nervous system in survival mode. And that's where disconnection starts happening from spirit. And anxiety will create constant mental noise. Again, when we have anxiety, our minds and our soul are shaking like this. The intuition and spirit and loved ones, because even your loved ones resonate at a higher frequency, and they don't have a clear landing or a clear connection to be able to come in and say, hey, I'm here, or hey, become aware, because the only thing that your internal processing is focusing on is that wonkiness. So really
Fight or flight. Anxiety causes fight or flight. So it can cause aggression, or let me get out of here. I gotta go. I gotta do it. It really does trigger some negative emotions.
and you really have to be mindful that grief can temporarily numb sensitivity. So when you are feeling disconnected, ask yourself, is it hello, Teresa? Hello, come on in. Make sure you guys say hello and where you're from. But when you are feeling disconnected from spirit and you're feeling like, oh my goodness, they're not around, stop looking at it as spirit is punishing you or they're abandoning you. You have to really ask yourself, am I full of anxiety right now? Have I had a stressful day or a stressful week or the last stressful 30 minutes? Or is there some type of grief component that is temporarily numbing my sensitivity? Because grief comes in many different forms. Or is trauma prioritizing your safety over your openness? So sometimes we're triggered. We can, like Kori and I were just talking about, she sees a taxi cab, she gets triggered. I see a car pull up, I'm ready to drop to the floor.
I'd even driven on the freeway and there's a taxi cab coming. My dad used to go, "Here comes your mother." I'd be like, "Hit the gas."
So you really have to ask yourself, what am I being triggered? Do I have a stressful day happening? Do I have a grief component that's taking up my heart right now? Or am I having an emotional overload that's causing this intuitive shutdown? Or Kori and I know a few people, are we overthinking? I know I overthink a lot of things, and your overthinking can actually drown out subtle awareness, because that's all you're focused on. That's all your energy is getting put into.
And it's a joy killer.
It is. It's a buzzkill.
Yeah, your glass half full then, or half empty, or whatever that negative part of it is.
Glass half empty. So the real spiritual meaning behind it is, again, you might need a mental break or a stress break or a moment of just stepping away for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Resonates with me so much. For me, feeling disconnected from spirit is like I can't feel my mom's presence anymore. Yeah, when we're going through such a high emotional moment, it really does start disconnecting from spirit. I've been taking walks daily because I feel so disconnected and I feel everything. Stress is my middle name. Honey, girl, me too. I've been feeling that majorly, majorly. Uh, so yeah, some of the spiritual meanings behind it is disconnection is often signaling integration, not loss. I'm gonna say that again. Disconnection often signals integration, not loss. And spirit may pull energy inward for healing. So if you feel like, hey, I connect with spirit up over here and you don't feel them right here, most of the time they're right here already working. So you don't have to feel them up here 24/7, because energetically they're trying to tell you to disconnect, take a moment, take a breather, and allow spirit to do their job and to help cleanse you. And quiet seasons recalibrate your soul. So if you're going through a quiet moment, a quiet season, a quiet day, and you're like, oh my goodness, I really need to get back into X, Y, and Z, stop. Spirit is telling you, your guides are telling you that your soul is recalibrating, that your soul needs this moment to shut down. It's recharging, it's battery saving mode. And that is the prime time to hunker down, cuddle up in a warm blanket, cuddle with your babies, cuddle with your pets, whatever it is that your soul is telling you to do, go and do it. If one of my favorite things, you guys, at the end of the day, is taking a hot Epsom salt bath with pink Himalayan salt, because the Epsom salt's good for the body, but the pink Himalayan is good for the aura. And they actually now, back in the day, I used to have to go to Winco and get pink Himalayan salt and mix it in with my Epsom salt. And now, what is it, Dr. Teals? Please sponsor us if you would like. They pre-mix them in bags, so you can buy Epsom salt with pink Himalayan salt. Because again, that's why there's pink salt lamps everywhere, because it's good for the energy. It's good for the electric magnetic, that's in the atmosphere. That's why people light them in their bedrooms and stuff. So it really is key. So listen to your soul and what it's telling you it needs, and go and do it.
And when you find yourself like, I'm disconnected, I need step back and get in the, like Daniel just said, take that bath. Me, I sit on my back porch.
Mm.
And that's where I slow it down. I enjoy, and you know what? A hummingbird always comes. I always, and then now my little dog Johnny had passed away earlier, and he was my heart
Not
dog.
earlier today.
Not earlier today.
Jesus.
What does December?
Yeah, the beginning of December, and then Simba was right before Christmas, so like a couple weeks after.
And Daniel had got me a little wind chime. This just happened, so I'm going to share this.
Yeah.
And I had a lot going on, and I went out on my back porch, and he was my ride or die. Well, he did die, but anyway, he was. He would go, even when he was super sick. When I went outside, he would go outside. So I was sitting there, and I was like, I sure miss him, And you know what? That wind chime went off. I'm gonna cry again.
Oh.
Anyway, it was just like a very like ding ding ding, and it was so wonderful. And I'm like, there you are, there you are. So not 2 nights ago, right before I left, I walked out with my husband, and we were talking about our new little dog that's kind of naughty, and we're watching him be really bad with his homeless shelter and all his toys drawn all over the place. And all of a sudden we heard that ding ding ding, and I'm like, there he is.
Just to clarify, her dog is not in a homeless shelter.
No, he has an encampment of all the toys
and garbage and ripped up stuff right out front of his little outside doggy house.
We got him a dog. We got him a dog house, hoping that he would take the toys inside the dog house. No, he just throws rocks in there and water bottles. He loves water bottles. He is so naughty. He is so naughty, but he keeps us entertained. And but the thing is I get those little messages, and those are the times that I needed to hear them, and I get them. So if I wouldn't have slowed down, if I don't go on the porch in the mornings and recharge, I don't take my phone out there. I take a hot cup of coffee and I breathe in, and some Vicks clears my sinuses. That's
you calmed your nervous system, so you can allow that, again, that smooth landing for spirit to come in and you to be able to embrace your
messages, what's coming. Or I will get a wonderful message, or I'll get a wonderful thought like, hey Daniel, why don't we this is what I was thinking. And if I don't slow down and take those moments, they will not come.
Yeah.
So take them, enjoy them, and really I look forward to those quiet moments.
Yeah. So let us know how many of y'all, because I know when I first met Kori, it was, Kori was taking classes and stuff with Auntie Kelly, and that's where I got to meet Kori and Kelly. And I saw, I've been teaching since I was 19. I've been doing this work since I was 17, and I turned 29 next month. Oh my goodness. How time has, went by. Now I'm a dad. But what I've noticed, the theme is, and comment down below if you guys resonate with this. Truly, we want to know. Like, we're taking polls here. People feel like spirit has actually abandoned them.
Mm-hmm.
And for so much, there was a time where I was like, spirit, I kind of felt like the little girl from Grinch. Where are you, Christmas? Why can't... Do you know Mariah Carey wrote that song? I just found that out today. Yeah, she truly is the queen on Christmas. I had no idea. Mariah Carey wrote "Where Are You Christmas." I found that out today. Anywho, but you're welcome for my singing. I'll send you guys an invoice.
Good for her.
But I see it all the time that people are like, spirit has abandoned me. And the thing is, I want you guys to know this. Spirit does not punish exhaustion. All right. Spirit does not punish exhaustion, honey. Guides do not leave during difficult seasons.
No.
That is their job. That is their prime time. And also, fewer signs from spirit does not mean less presence. That does not mean your loved ones are like, hey, hear me out. I kind of don't want to be involved with this right now. That's not what's happening. Silence can be protection, not rejection. Spirit sees that you're shorting out. Spirit sees that you're exhausted. And they're not going to be able to come through and do all these things and push you to do X, Y, and Z. They are working in a different way on a different level that your soul needs. So allow yourself to disconnect in order to reconnect. All right. You guys have to start becoming okay with that. Listen, I'm a workaholic. I might be pretty, but I'm still a farmer at heart. And I still wake up. And the moment I wake up, I'm go, 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 go. But like today, honest to God, since having my babies, I find myself going, you know what? I don't have to worry about this, Google review. I don't have to worry about this email. I don't have to worry about this comment because my kids don't care about that. My kids only care about me making them giggle, laugh, and feed them. And that's all that their little hearts need. And we have to go back into that. We have to go back into that playfulness and that innocence, and that I just want love and I just want to be heard and I just want acceptance. So we have to give that to ourselves at time, and we have to disconnect and slow down so we can have that. So that way when we do reconnect, it's much more pure and it's much more strong and it's much more beautiful. So always remember that.
And don't you find that you've got to trust spirit? It may not, you can't be a taskmaster with spirit.
No,
Like, spirit, I want you to come and I want this to happen. This
they
to
don't
happen,
work
this
for
to happen.
you and you
They
don't
don't.
work for them. There's no, quarterly reviews. Trust me, I've tried. I'm just joking.
But so I'm going to share something with you that I may not have even shared with Daniel, because we're talking and it just kind of like click. Spirit told me. No, but when I was going through a tough time in my life, just growing pains, but tough, and I had disconnected and everything, and that's how I ended up going to Daniel's classes. Because my sister was a mega fan of Daniel. She's like, "Oh, you should see this Daniel Monroe and his makeup and da 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 da." da." And she goes, and he's having classes, and it's not something I would normally have done. But my sister was so excited that I did it for her. I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it for her to get her going, because when I'm in like turmoil, I just want to help people. So I figured going to these classes was helping my sister. And then I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, that's been going on with me. So I started connecting and I started doing this and that. And then of course Daniel and I connected. But had I not let it go and let spirit guide me, I would have never met Daniel.
And I want to
So
have Mama Kori.
yeah, so it may not, it may not take you where you think you need to go, but it's going to take you where you need to go. Just let it happen.
So, spiritual silence versus spiritual integration. So, spiritual silence feels like, why can't I feel anything? Did I do something wrong? Am I blocked? Spiritual integration feels like less mystical, more grounded, quiet rebuilding, deeper connection forming. So, really ask yourself, am I going through a spiritual silence or a spiritual integration? So, again, spiritual silence will feel like, why can't I feel anything? Did I do something wrong? Am I blocked? That's your own internal BS. But when it's like, you know what? I'm feeling less mystical, but you know what? I am becoming more grounded. I am quiet rebuilding. I am having a deeper connection forming. Allow that space Teresa says, I believe that as well, Daniel. Spirit is always there. They truly are. They might not be there in the way that we're used to on the day to day, the go, go,
Yeah.
go. I literally one day asked Spirit, I said, why can't I feel you? Why aren't you popping in? And I shit you not, you guys. I started hearing the car wash song. Car wash, working at the car wash. And I was like, what does this mean? And they said, we're cleansing your soul. We're cleansing your aura. You need to have an energetic car wash. That's why I used that analogy earlier. I was going to sing again, but you know what? I already did my Mariah Carey, so I figured I'd come out with a number
The
2.
Christmas song, that was cuter.
No. But truly, you have to allow spirit to work in different ways. Your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, your departed loved ones, they all know what your soul is needing, and they are coming through to help you with that. So you have to allow that, and you have to disconnect. You're not in trouble. The other thing is, in order to reconnect without forcing it, you have to stop demanding signs. Stop demanding them. Stop asking for a sign or sign. Okay. Allow, if you think of it like a hose, right? Back in the day on the farm, we used to, kink the hose and one person would open it so the other person can drink and then they would bend it again. If you're sitting here asking for a signy or sign, you're kinking that hose, you're kinking that stream. But when you're allowing it, spirit can flow. When you're allowing the signs to show up naturally, you're allowing it to flow in. And also, you create safety in your body. When you aren't tensing up, you are creating safety in your body. And ask yourself, what does my nervous system need right now? Comment down below. I want to know. Mama Kori, answer the question in a second. What does your nervous system need right now? I know for me, honestly, I've been looking at screens all day, phones all day. I've done private readings. I've been up with a team meeting at 9 a.m., 9:30, actually before that, because, they pre-call me before the meeting. And I've been, facilitating this, facilitating that, working on this, doing private readings, connecting with my assistant, coming home, had to go pick up stuff for the kids, and just constantly running around. And then by the time I got off with my phone call, my last one of the day, I had to jump on this. So my soul, my nervous system, truly, as soon as we're done here, no more bright lights, probably no electronics. I feel that in my soul. I need to have down solo time. So my Epsom salt bath is definitely happening tonight, and just some one-on-one time with my children. And that's what my nervous system needs right now, is no electronics. What about you, Mama Kori? And let us know in the comments what your nervous system is telling you it needs right now.
Mine was, because I just came back, was laughter.
Yeah. You missed me. It's okay.
But I did. I was with 4 of my really good girlfriends of over 40 years of friendships. And that was so rejuvenating because I had no work, no this, that. I had laughter, great memories, new memories, just fun. I needed to have a little bit of kick my heels up and laughter.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was what my soul needed.
Yeah. And again, rest is spiritual work. It truly is. Grounding before meditation. Mediums have to meditate and ground before a reading because it puts you in the present moment. It's not so you can, be the best medium out there. It's to make you present in the moment. And simple rituals over dramatic practices is key. Meaning lighting some sage. You don't have to do a naked dance at midnight every single night. You can light some sage. You know what, honestly, what Daniel Monroe does? Yes, I did just talk in third person. You're welcome. I think it's the Mariah Carey in me tonight. I have these little essential oil premixes that are intentions that I get from Love Potions in downtown Vancouver. You don't have to shop there, but you can. And if you let them know Daniel Monroe sent you, you'll get 10% off. You're welcome. But
Great place. I
yeah,
love that place.
listen, I have my private sessions there in downtown Vancouver in my in-person, and I have to hide in their room because when I walk through in the morning, I'm like, I'm buying this, I'm definitely buying that statue because their prices are amazing as well. But no, truly simple rituals. So I have like an energy cleansing essential oils that you mix in your bath. I have a third eye cleanser, detoxing, chakra, whatever. There's all these different essential oil mixes, intention oils that I will mix into my Epsom salt with pink Himalayan salt. And that's a simple ritual. It's nothing dramatic. It's just simply setting the intention and getting into the water and just breathing and being by myself with myself. All right. And with obviously your guides and angels. So simple rituals over dramatic practices. All right. You don't have to do something so wild, but speak to spirit casually without pressure. If you guys have had a reading with me, you know that whenever I work with spirit, I tell them, thank you. I talked, and you'll see me argue. If you listen, we have cocktails and spirit happening on, I believe, the 15th of this month. I know it's like right after Valentine's Day or the 18th. It's 18. So it's all black with a pop of red or a pop of pink. We do themes, honey, because I'm gay. I love a good theme. I love a good outfit.
I already got mine.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
What are you wearing?
I got a red blazer with leopard print, leopard pockets, black shirt, black pants.
Oh, I
Black
love
boots.
it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna wear like black with a pop of gold or a pop of red lip. Who knows? But we're doing cocktails and spirit, and if you see me, again, work with spirit, you'll see I literally will talk to spirit as if I'm talking to you because I make it so normal so that way I don't get in my head and that way I can keep that flow with spirit casual and open. And I'm not gonna lie, I may or may not have made the lights go out last time in all of Richfield, Washington. No, there truly was a power outage in the middle of intermission, and my gay ass almost ran out the back. I was like, "Ooh, no, it's too spooky."
Lucky you had those heels on, you might have ran.
Yeah, if I didn't have my heels on, you guys, I would have been like, but I thought about it. I was like, I can't run in these.
But I'm gonna do a shameless brag on you.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe it's not shameless, but so if anybody out there that's been to Daniel's shows maybe 2 years ago or even a year ago, each time, and I'm not saying this for anything other than it's the truth, each time he does a show, he hones his craft more and more and more and more. And it's astounding the things that he comes up with because that's a high pressure area.
It sells out every single
So
time.
you have, how many people?
55.
So you have 55 people wanting a reading. And so it's the strongest spirit survives.
We should start calling it the Hunger Games of Spirit.
Survivor.
Yeah.
And it's the loudest, strongest spirit that comes through. And not everybody gets a reading. And let me tell you, afterwards, it really bugs Daniel because he would like to go through and give everybody a reading.
Truly.
But it's after, about an hour, I can see it. He starts fading because spirit will gracefully only take up so much.
Yeah.
There's only so much energy that spirit can.
And I do it for about 2 hours.
But I can see about an hour point, you start to, you don't lose it, but spirit starts to lessen, like almost like the tough ones come up front and then the back ones are like, next time.
Yeah.
But if you haven't seen Daniel in a while, treat yourself, come out to this. And he's really spiritually grown, spiritually matured.
That could be thanks to, James Van Prague.
Well, but he's done his work. He's done, and he's taken these wonderful classes from James, and he's the godfather. I remember seeing him on Larry King Live, and he was my first introduction. And it went James Van Prague, John Edward, Teresa Caputo.
Daniel Monroe.
See, but that's a hard line to follow.
No, it is.
And but that's just my thing is
she has to say that she's my mom.
But no, I mean, honestly, because he's matured so much in his readings and they're stronger, clearer, and he's not taking.
There's people that are like, hey, I saw you back in 2015.
Right. And there's no disrespect to spirit, but he's not taking any crap from spirit.
No. And I'm not taking any crap from the audience, honey.
Yeah,
Like there's
yeah.
some, people who are like, this is fake. And it's like, you bought a ticket. You don't
Yeah.
have to be here. You're taking up,
Yeah.
a spot from
Convince me
somebody else.
more. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what? There's 49 other
Yeah.
people
I
that
just
are ready.
validated that you brought his ashes and you have the letter from him in your left pocket, but yet that wasn't good enough.
Yeah, that's that sign or sign thing we're
Yeah.
talking
So
about.
don't kink the hose,
Yeah.
okay? Come to New Zealand, Dan. Oh my goodness. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. We're on our way.
Let me check my points.
Yeah.
Because I'm coming.
So thank you for that, Kori. But yeah, no, it truly, I love doing it. And again, you can head over to my website, my events page. And again, I believe it's February 18th, right after. And then obviously I have my own Mastering Mediumship Level 1 course happening. So there's many different ways to progress and connect with spirit. But like I was just talking about is lessen the pressure when you're communicating with spirit. And I teach my students that. And I teach this as there's two things that I teach. One is you have to connect with your soul in order to connect with the other side. That's rule number one, because your soul is the telephone to energy to the other side. The other thing is you have to disconnect in order to reconnect. If you want it to be more beautiful, if you want it to be stronger, you have to.
Well, we all have cell phones, right?
Yeah.
And we all get
Well, some of us have flip phones.
no, but you have you had like a wanky connection? You're like, hold on, let me call you back.
And you just
Same thing.
disconnect.
You disconnect.
Or put it in airplane mode and turn it back on.
Yeah. So, just do, or me, turn off, then turn it on.
Power off. Oh, I
Power
missed
off.
the TV. Kori's TV will literally be like volume 4. Like it talks to you. And then it'll be like power on, HDMI what? And then one day she turned it off in the settings. And we were sitting there and we started to miss it.
We did.
So we turned it back on. We're like, what up, girl? Welcome back. And it's like power on. She was ready.
We giggled like two little kids, like we've done something wrong. We're like, HTML 2.1.
Yeah.
Like,
Roku. Oh, I missed the TV.
I know, you're gonna have to come over.
I'm gonna have to come over. But the other thing is that Mama Kori, in Kori's corner, is boundary check. What are you tolerating that drains you?
Yeah.
That's one thing that Kori, that unsubscribe thing.
Yeah, that's big, because you just can't keep taking it in. It's okay to set boundaries. It doesn't mean you don't love somebody.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're being mean. It just means I have to put me first too.
Right.
Without the whole explanation, just set your boundaries and go with them.
Or the other one that you've taught me is get off online, reduce your scrolling, increase your silence, crawl into bed, put something funny on the TV, stop looking at other people, because all those social media posts and TikToks have energy attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And just, even if you're sitting in a rocking chair, which is always very
I was against it, but since I have the boys and we rock them to sleep, highly recommend getting a rocking chair.
And just breathe and rock. Breathe and rock. Grandma wasn't wrong sitting on that front porch in her rocking chair. No telling what kind of ideas came from sitting in a rocking chair.
And just, again, flowing.
The guy from Cracker Barrel probably isn't wrong either. They have all those rocking chairs in front of Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. And also the morning sunlight.
Yeah.
Being in morning sunlight and judge gentle movement and breath. So going back to the rocking chair and create a space instead of forcing clarity.
Yeah.
So create space instead of, forcing clarity.
Do yourself a favor. Like if you're at a place where you've got like a back porch or a front porch or a big picture window, and just get up right before the sun comes up and really drink in the beauty of the morning. And it really can set your day, because that little bit of quiet time, drinking a cup of coffee, smoke a cigarette, smoke them if you got them, but that little bit of me time is so important. And that's when you're going to see maybe a hummingbird, or you're going to see a butterfly or a ladybug, or it could be, let's say your loved one loved cats and you might see a cat go across your yard. That's a hello. That's a hello.
And embrace it. Melissa wants to know, do you mean like give them a break from you when you say disconnect? No, what we mean is disconnect from that headspace. Because again, when you're connecting and constantly connecting, that is taking away from your battery. And what's happening is you aren't recharging. So when you're constantly connecting and constantly trying, you're chasing and chasing and chasing instead of you can allow them to pop in during your reconnection. That's fine. When you are disconnecting and you see the cat in the yard, beautiful. Don't go, okay, grandma, what are you trying to tell me right now? I saw the cat. I know that was your favorite animal. That's too much.
Or
disconnect.
if it was really grandma, it'd be a black and white cat.
Yeah.
Grandma
So
can
that's
only
what I
find
mean
that
by like
puppy.
disconnect. Or if you feel like you are disconnecting and you're like, you know what, I don't feel spirit in this moment. It's because spirit is telling you, take a step back. We'll revisit this in a minute.
Or have you ever forgot a word? A name, a word. Oh, I forget names all the time, but
And then you try chasing it.
and you try
And it
chasing
gets
it and you don't
farther
get it.
and farther away.
And you'll say, if I stop thinking about it, it'll come. And then all of a sudden you're like,
The next day,
oh yeah, the Wizard of Oz. And or oh yeah, it's oh gosh, I forgot where I put such and such. Oh yeah, it's up in the cupboard.
because you're not mentally
Because you're not
straining.
chasing it and you're not shutting everything out because you're not getting exactly what you want.
Yeah.
You exactly need to know where those keys are. You exactly need to know. And then once you relax, it can come in.
Yeah. Again, you have a clear landing.
So disconnect from the anxiety.
Yeah. So always remember, you're not disconnected. All right. You're healing and you're human, and spirit doesn't leave you. Your system is asking for a reset. So before we kind of sign off tonight, make sure again, you tag people, you share this. And again, we have one more episode planned, and then we're shifting gears and we're doing our nominating your everyday hero segment. So make sure you head over to my website at mediumdanielmonroe.com, check out all the events, but go to Healing in Heels section on my website. And at the bottom, nominate your everyday hero. So my team can start reaching out and planning our episodes. And it truly is about giving them love and light and honoring them for making such a difference in every single person that come in contact with.
And it's important to nominate somebody that's open to it.
Yeah.
Because
that's why we're saying tag them, let
Yeah.
them know ahead of time, let them, pre-see this, because again, they get to come on here, they get to share their story, we get to love on them, and they get a free reading. So truly head over to the website, again, mediumdanielmonroe.com, under the Healing in Heels section, and scroll down and follow in the button and fill out the form and get ready to hopefully see them on here. It will be so much fun. So thank you so much, you guys, for joining us for tonight's Healing in Heels. Let us know in the comments as well if you guys like this time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or what days of the week work best for you guys. Because once we make that official change, we're not going to change it for a while, honey. We put a lot of work and effort. And Ryan, again, huge shout out to lovely, lovely Ryan behind the scenes, who works his butt off to get Kori and I all set up virtually.
Well, hey, Ryan's like sit across from Daniel, because the first couple ones I was like this the whole time. And I don't have a good profile. Ryan's seen that.
He didn't say that, just so we're clear.
I read his bubble. He's like, girl, that profile gotta go.
Ryan on the back. We taught him this. Clock it. Clock it. All right, you guys, we love you so much. Again, remember, quiet doesn't mean abandon. And you didn't lose your intuition. You didn't lose your spirit guides.
Right.
You're learning to listen differently. And sometimes spirit whispers because your soul needs gentleness. So thank you for joining tonight. And remember to always love yourself and to be yourself. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.